But yeah, I mean, if I can do it, I know you guys can do it. Simple as that. I know if I've been doing this for 10 plus years, I know you guys can um, do it just as well, you know. But if it doesn't, if this is just not for you, then maybe. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Future Trading with Mike, and today is the 2nd of April. It's Saturday, and I just wanted to decide to do a quick video here. Of course, it's not a trading day, and I'm not doing any the market's closed, so we're not doing any. This is not a live recorded session here, so I appreciate everyone who's been tuning in and watching the videos and dropping likes and commenting in the videos. Appreciate that. Um, I'm not sure if maybe this is your first time, following the channel or watching one of the videos today, but I'm a live price action trader, and I post my trades when I trade in the sessions. Um, I'm Eastern time frame, so I trade at the 9:30 opening, and I trade the ES primarily, guys. I like to trade the Emini S&P 500. A lot of people may not like to trade it because of maybe the pace of it, the movement of it, but it's a great market to trade because I like trading because of the tick value. For one, it trades at a higher tick value than most of other future contracts. Um, so, you know, everyone kind of picks and chooses their, I guess, their market to trade, or whatever the case is. Some people, I primarily like to trade the indices, guys. I like to trade, when it comes to trading the overall basket. So I like to trade, you know, there's different types of futures. Futures, of course, you have, commodities, and you have the indices that you can trade, you have currencies and things like that. But I like sticking with the indices, primarily the ES. I just been trading for years. I taught myself to trade it years ago, 10 years ago, and since that day, that's just the go-to market that I decided to trade. So, not sure what you guys trade. Be interested in hearing. So drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys trade. Um, I know that some people have said they trade crude, or some people trade, the indices as I do, but they may trade the Nasdaq, maybe the Dow, or even the Russell. I'm not sure. Doesn't really matter, because the strategy I use in trading, which I started trading 10 years ago, guys, and I did a backstory on my pretty much my venture in starting trading. But I really started looking at the markets 10 years ago, and um, primarily, actually, when I first started, I think I started off looking at the Nasdaq, of course, and I looked at some of the other markets too as well. But I'm not one to trade across the board and have multiple indices, markets up, whatever the case is. I don't like to see a lot of clutter on my charts. I'm very simplistic in my style of trading, so I just honed in on the ES, and that's what I trade, each and every day. And if you watch my videos, I've got tons of videos, my live recorded sessions where you see me trading this particular market every single day, and I just basically cover the content is pretty much surrounding my style of trading, the strategy that I use. Um, Probably like most of you guys that you're probably just starting out, or maybe some of you guys are intermediate or advanced level traders, probably here too as well. But maybe you trade kind of the same similar way I trade, and to me, it's the best style of trading. I'm purely trading on price action, following price movement, and looking for retracements to key high probability areas. I really like to see rejections off of areas on a higher time frame. Um, Off the 60 range. This is my chart setup here. So 60, 24, 12, and 4. I may change to 24. I don't know if I have another monitor that I have off to my right where I'm looking at, um, 32 and 40 range. But either way, it doesn't really matter. The I guess the type of chart you have set up, if it's based on a minute based chart, an hourly chart, or maybe you trade tick charts, volume charts. Doesn't really matter. I trade the range charts because I like it. Just looks more cleaner to me, to my eye. Everybody's different, and so you trade what works for you as far as the chart style. So, but for me, I stick with the range charts. Um, you know, Once I was able to establish and become profitable and consistent, and you're going to learn that if you haven't learned that already, as part of your trading plan. Once you become good at what you do, and it's like, why go back and fix something that's not broken? So this is what I like to do. I stick with it, and it works for me consistently each and every day. And that's why I trade the range charts. They're cleaner for me. I can see the setups a lot cleaner. So across the board, I just trade all range. It doesn't really matter to me. I trade all range charts. Okay. Um, but as far as my charts in general, these, I keep things simplistic. The 60 range is my go-to kind of, when I'm going to look to see. Number one, I say this step one, I'm always wanting to see if price is in an area of supply or demand off the higher time frames. And from there, I want to see reaction off that level, off the higher time frames. And from that's where step two comes into play, where I zero in looking at my anchor chart, which is my 12 range chart, and I start marking my levels. As you guys see me moving these red lines around, even this purple line, doesn't really matter the color of the lines, guys. I just threw them up there. But I'm always moving that around, marking zones or areas that I'm interested in trading. So that's just how I do it. So, when I start looking at the 12 range, I'm looking for price to start breaking structure. So if we're in an area of supply, just as an example, I say this all the time, off the 60 range chart. If you don't know anything about supply and demand areas, I really suggest that you maybe, I'm not telling you how to trade, but, you know, look into supply and demand zones and kind of, YouTube it or whatever you want to call it, Google it, to kind of get a idea of why supply and demand zones are so much more those areas are more they're higher probability areas to actually look for a reaction or rejection to take place, because it's an accumulation area of where price has whether it's accumulation of selling, and you look for areas to maybe go short once price is in that area, or accumulation of buying from at an area of demand, or whatever the case is. But either way, I start off with my higher time frame, see if we're in an area of supply. If we're in an area of supply, I zero in on my 12 range, and I want to see price, see if it's breaking structure to the downside. You gotta learn structure. What does it mean when price is forming structure? That means that pretty much price action is, if price is rejecting an area from the tops, meaning an area of resistance, or typically more, what I'm talking about is an area of supply, then you want to see price start breaking structure to the downside, where it's making lower lows and lower highs, okay? As well as breaking structure to the left-hand side of it. So, like, let's just take an example, like right here, if this was the high right here, okay? And this was an area of supply off the higher time frame, the 60 range, I want to start seeing price making lower lows and lower highs to the downside, of course, right? So, I talk about this in my videos pretty much every day. And this is pretty much just a strategy of you see me trading the same thing every single day. And this is why I'm so profitable in the market. So I want to see price breaking structure to the downside, meaning making lower lows and lower highs, okay? So it starts to do that zigzag thing to the downside, where it's breaking lows as it continues moving down, breaking lows as it continues breaking down. That's called structure breaks, breaking structure. As it's doing that, I want to see it breaking structure. This leg where price pushed. Oops, let me get rid of that. Sorry about that. Let's move this over some. This leg here where price was moving to the upside, like right here, okay, and then it pulls back, okay, and then it makes a higher high. All right, and this leg right here, as price is zigzagging to the downside, I also want to see price breaking structure to the left-hand side of it. Okay, so here we got higher highs and higher lows. So not only I want to see price making lower lows and lower highs, but then also start to see where it's breaking um, higher highs and higher lows on the way down. And that's where you want to start looking for the pullback. So once you see price making a low, making a higher low, making a low here, making a lower high, then making a lower low, okay, you look to see if it's also breaking lows where it was moving to the upside, okay? And if it does that, then you're just looking for a pullback to a swing level, to a zone, really in this area here, where price broke this low, okay? This was a higher low on the way up. Price turned around, made a lower low on the way down. I'm looking for a retracement, okay? So that's where, when I start to see, I got confluence with price making breaking structure to the downside, a low, pull back, making a lower low, okay? It's already done that, okay? That's kind of part one to the whole breaking of structure steps. But I also want to see, is it breaking structure in the leg where we're moving to the upside? Yes, it is. The moment it breaks that first level of structure to the downside right here, I'm looking for a pullback. Okay. All right. I'm looking for a retracement. And this is what I'm talking about. Basic pullback trading, retracement trading, whatever you want to call it. Okay. It's just a simple strategy to use, but I'll also couple it with the you guys see me using the volume profile. I get a lot of questions centered around that about which volume profile I use. I've said this in videos before, and maybe you know this is your first time watching the video. I use years ago when I first started trading, Ninja Trader didn't have an order flow package where it was volume profile was part of that package. So I think when they integrated or moved over to when NT8 came out, it may not have been the first or second version of it, but at some point they made it part of they created a package, indicator package, and I believe you have to have a lifetime license to be able to use or be able to access or gain access to that package, that suite of order flow tools. Back then when I started using NT, they didn't. That wasn't a package they had. So I found a third party company by the name of Disco Trading, not sponsored by them, but they have a suite that includes lots of different features within their, I guess the package. It's called the range volume profile package, and I like using it because I'm not sure because Ninja Trader's order flow package. One thing that I like about the order flow the package that I use with Disco Trader, it's called discotrading.com. Go there, you'll see it's called the range order flow. Kind of getting tongue twisted, but excuse me, guys. But 'cause I'm trying to think so fast and get some things out. Sometimes you get a little cluttered when you're thinking faster than your words come out your mouth. But with the range volume profile package from Disco Trading, they have the reason why it's called range profiles because I don't think Ninja Trader offers this. It's where you can actually right click on your chart and then let's see here. Yeah, where's it at? Uh, let's see. For some reason, it's not bringing it up on here. Um, Give me 1 second, guys. So one thing about the Disco Trading range volume profile indicator they have, you can draw what's called like micro ranges or mini ranges anywhere in your chart, and I can draw multiple of them. So that suite has so many different features built into it. You know, it marks like the value high, the value low. You can set up VWAP. You can do like here. This is not um, a static volume profile. It's more dynamic. You see it shifting as I move the chart from left to right because sometimes I want to see areas where I want to zero in on just particular areas, wherever the case is, and I don't want to see all of the trading session price action at a certain level or a certain area I'm interested in. So I always want to kind of zoom in on that, wherever area of interest I'm interested in. Say like right here, let's take a look at this. Where price pulled back to this area right here, okay? And I knew that's probably be a short entry to go, short at. I can move price, I can move my chart to that area there, engage on that pullback to that zone there where I'm interested in. You see where that rectangle is. I like to take my short entries, okay? Price pulls back, retraces back to an area I'm interested in, okay? I mark it off. Is it above, below, on a pullback, that area I'm interested in, the high volume area, it's above it, okay? So I always say I like to take my trades when I'm going short from the upper outer edge of the volume profile, not below it. I want to get in where, the accumulation of selling took place and price likes to gravitate from the outer edges of a volume profile to the back to the mean here, and in this case it pushed lower. Okay, so but one thing about the Disco Trading, this thing will come on, guys. Excuse me, my computer's acting a little funny. I need to kind of restart it. I'm actually in the process of getting a new one, but anyways, but like right here, okay, they have a feature where it's called once you import it in, okay, RVP, that's range volume profile. I can right click, hit add range profile, and I can set up like anywhere on my chart, micro ranges, or mini range profiles anywhere. I can do it as many times as I want. If I'm interested in, I don't know, this area here, if I'm interested in this area here, kind of help you zoom into an area without having to actually move the chart left to right. I could just mark or set up little mini ranges, okay, and then I can gauge where on that pullback. Like, let's see if we, okay, like right here. Let's take a look here. All right, this is just the four range. I'm just giving an example. So if this was an area I was interested in, say right here on the pullback, price breaks up, okay, and then it breaks lower, okay. There's the supply sitting up here. So if I was interested in this area right here, okay, I'll mark a zone here, okay. I'll mark all this right here, okay. And as price pulled back, okay, to this zone right here, this is actually supply off a lower time frame chart. Okay, I look to see where price is at. It's tapped back into the high volume area, right there at an area demand. I'm interested in that area because that's the way I trade. I trade using price action, but I also use volume profile to help as a means of influence in my trading. Okay, so price pulls back. Also, you can actually, this is cumulative delta, which you can add to your chart as well. Let's just move to the left hand. Oops, sorry about that. Let's see. There you go. Cumulative delta to I want to see it facing the left side. See, now, what do you have here? Okay, what I have here is where when price pulled back to this area right here, there was some selling that took place right here. So that's a third means of influence for me. Price pulls back, okay? It's at a high volume area, kind of at the upper edge on a mini range or micro range area here. Pulls back to an area of supply. So I got supply, retracement to a high volume area, okay? Kind of the upper edge of it. And then I also have selling here with cumulative delta showing me right here. This representation here, this is cumulative delta. This is what you see on the right hand side of my chart as well. But I also have it on my 12 range in a different type of, I guess, image as you see when I'm trading throughout the day. You'll see it. So cumulative delta is a level 2. It's showing you on your chart the orders that are coming in. So pretty much when price pulled back here, I saw the accumulation that was selling that took place in this area here. Yes, that green right here does show that there was some buying. Buyers are trying to place orders, or some buying activity took place here. But when it got below, okay, you saw selling. So that's what this is right here. When price pulls back to this area here, there was selling that took place here. Okay, high volume area. Okay, area demand, supply. Boom, I knew that price was probably going to reject this area. When it did reject this area, okay, on a pullback, okay, to this area here, the moment actually price breaks below, I'll say this area, I'll probably be into the trade around 34, maybe a little bit above before that, but taking a trade right now to this area right here. Now this is a 4 range chart, guys, so the move is not going to be much because this is a lower time frame chart. So I'm just giving an example of how you can draw out or use these little mini range this mini range feature that Disco Trader offers. And now I'm not sponsored by them, guys. I'm just letting you guys know the actual tool that I use, or volume profile tool I use. Okay, but anyways, getting back to what I was saying, guys. Yeah, I've been trading for 10 years plus now, and I know a lot of you guys are probably frustrated and getting started, whatever the case is. It will come together, guys. Trust me. I was once in your position, in your stance, and it took some time because I was looking at a lot of different things. I was, trading or trying to trade strategies that didn't work out for me. And to be honest with you, I was, really not profitable for almost 2 years, well, 2 years plus, because I just it didn't come together for me. I just was trying to add everything to my chart, indicator wise. I didn't have a solid trading plan. I didn't have a solid strategy to use. I was winning I was up some days, down some days, didn't have a solid week, you know. But the key to trading, in which I found out and which started working for me, was when I put a trading plan together, overall. And that's what I stuck to when I started noticing to where the first week to where I was profitable. I said, okay, let's try week 2. Week two, I was profitable again. I'm not saying I ain't having losing trades. Yeah, of course you're gonna have losing trades. I mean, that just comes with the territory. But my thing, always the thing about trading, especially with scalping, is that um, this you should always have a green day to me. You know, I have green days every day. I'm not saying I don't have a losing trade, that I don't break even some points, I don't get out of a trade, whatever the case is, because I know to cut my losses at when I'm into a trade. If it's not setting up right and moving quick enough, I'll get out. Okay, yep, I'll take a few ticks versus a few ticks lost versus sitting to a trade and losing a few $100. So the thing about trading is going ahead and getting out if that move does not seem that trade doesn't seem like it's doing what it's supposed to do quick enough, okay? But the number one thing I'll say to you guys is really um, have a solid trading plan. Stick by it every single day. You know, there are people that are always going to say, well, I don't like your style of trading. So what? Don't care. You know, maybe whatever works for you, let it work for you. But a lot of people like to bash other people because they say, oh, this this just allows you to pick up a couple points here, a couple points there, whatever the case is. But everybody has a different way of trading. Some people like to position trade or swing trade. That's not my style. I'm a scalper, guys. And those that have been following the channel, there's a reason why you're here. And I'm not over maybe in your channel or on your going to your profile, whatever the case is on YouTube, and leaving a comment or negative comment, whatever the case is. When people start doing stuff like that, guys, leaving negative comments on people's channels or leaving whatever the case is, they're just 9 times out of 10 that it's hatred. It's a means of jealousy because they can't get it together themselves. And I've been doing this day in and day out. I've been dropping these videos every single day because I'm trying to and I want to help people who are um, you know, I basically I show the same strategy every single day. I want to be able to engrave this in people's minds, and that's why I talk about it so much about how the pullback trading, how retracement trading works. If you trade it correctly, if you have a solid plan. I'm not saying every time a price pulls back, take a trade. You got to be able to know what price is trying to accomplish. You got to be able to start off with a higher time frame and be able to understand and depict the direction of what the market is trying to do and trade that accordingly with the strategy, with the retracement trade or pullback strategy. Okay. So, you know, take that for what it is. You've got to put it in the time. It's not going to happen overnight. Trust me. It did not for me. It was very frustrating, but eventually it came together. And this is the reason why I'm still profitable today. I profit every single day, guys. If you guys watch my videos, you see me profit in the market every single day. And I said this in many videos. You should be in the green every day. You may have a losing trade, but that's okay. But know also when to cut it, to stop it, right then and there. If you're having a bad day, if you allow yourself to take a major loss, stop for the day, guys. Don't try to get back in and try to make up what you lost if you've already, pull the band-aid off and allow the scab to really open back up. Got to give yourself time to heal, and tomorrow's another day. But the way I trade is so precise. I get in with trades that make sense to me. They're high probability trades, and then I get out. Once I see price, okay, price can stop here or price can halt here, I'm out. And even if it continues going in the same direction I was trading, that's fine. You can't pick up every point and every tick. If you do that, and one day it's going to burn you. You'll be like, oh, it's I'm in a solid trade. At some point, price is going to stop. You got to understand that. So I rather take what I can take and get out and wait for the next setup and build profit every single day, allow it to accumulate in my P&L. And that's just the thing, and it's what I do. I scalp, get in, wait for the setup, get out, wait for the next setup, get in, get out, wait for the next setup. That's the key to it, and that's how I trade. So however you trade, that's fine. Trade the way that works for you. I'm not telling you how to trade, but this is what I've been doing for, 10 years now, say for instance, and it's been working for me every single day. So I'm not saying that we don't continue to learn. And yeah, I continue to educate myself every single day. But now it's like I perfected the way I trade. And sometimes not every trade works out because there's a lot of money that's injected to the markets every single day. And it is the overall goal of the market to stop you out. So understand that as well. But that's the point where you need to know before you even get to that trade where you need to get out at immediately, so that the market doesn't take more from you. Okay, and that's the key to it. Um, but yeah, that's just my story. I've been trading for 10 years and or 10 plus years, and the first couple were not. I wasn't successful. I didn't give up. I had the passion for it because I'm a believer that um, if somebody else can do it, I know I can do it. I'm not saying that, and that's not to be egotistical in any kind of way or be. It's just passion. It's something that I just had interest in, and I wanted to be my own boss in a sense. I wanted to work for myself, and I wanted to do it from the environment of where I feel comfortable and working at. And I love doing it. I wouldn't give it up for anything. I'll be honest with you. It's just something I love to do. Um, and is it risky? Yes, it's risky. You know, um, but you're not working to me. I'm not working for anybody else but myself. So I can't be mad at anybody else but myself. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. So for all those out there that are really struggling and maybe starting off this, maybe you're a beginner, first of all, do you have to ask yourself, is this what I'm passionate about doing? Don't ever start anything in life if you're not passionate about doing, because you may start it today and then tomorrow you're out of it because this is just not for me. I'm not saying don't kind of dabble in something and see if it works or not. I just had wholeheartedly had the passion in doing this, and that's why I've been doing it for 10 plus years now, because I just always had in my mind that I could conquer this, and that's what it was for me. So just stay tuned, watch the videos. I talk about the strategy each and every day. Um, if you got a specific question, maybe you just don't quite understand something in full, I'll try my best to kind of answer, your comments, your questions that you may leave. But please be positive on the channel, guys. Negative comments. If you're a negative person, go somewhere else. Honestly, don't have time for it here. And no one else on any of their channels has time for you either. Okay, so um, you're always going to have individuals out there who are like that, guys. They're just jealous, envious, just have pure hatred in their heart, whatever the case is. All right. So, anyways, because they can't grasp how you trade or whatever the case is. Maybe they can't grasp because they're so inundated in the way they trade. Maybe their trading works for them. So stick with it if that's you. So, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, guys. And I appreciate everyone who's watched, this video today. This was more so I guess a video based around trying to comfort those who are maybe struggling and getting started, and you know, hopefully this video helps you out in some kind of way. But yeah, I mean, if I can do it, I know you guys can do it. Simple as that. I know if I've been doing this for 10 plus years, I know you guys can um, do it just as well, But if this is just not for you, then maybe maybe you need to find a different avenue or something that works for you. But um, stick with it. It will click. Somebody told me that once a long time ago. Stick with it. I was so frustrated in trading, but eventually it clicked. Okay, I was at a point where I was going to give up just as well, but it will click. But understand and learn price action. Understand and learn market structure, and you got to be able to read the market. Okay, I'll leave you guys with that for food of thought, and I will see you guys on Monday in the live recorded session. Take care. Have a great rest of your weekend.